Welcome to Lighten Up. I'm Mace.
And I'm Lux.
We're here to enlighten your day.
We're going to enlighten you with some stuff you probably wanted to know and some you probably didn't.
Or maybe just make you laugh.
What you been up to, Mace?
I went to the dentist this week, so it was not a great week. I was definitely high a lot.
The dentist always
I drank a lot. I had to have a crown and a cavity done and so much pain.
Drills.
It's painful. I hate being drilled on in my mouth.
That was my impression.
I hate being drilled on in my mouth. I just said that.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, other than that, we just had a regular week.
Yeah?
Lots of working.
Work. Okay, well, we did go ahead and get HBO Go.
HBO Now.
Oh, excuse me, HBO Now.
Yeah, and I loved the first Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is what's been going on.
Mostly because I feel like I got caught up on the last 4 seasons. Even though I already watched the last 4 seasons, I haven't watched them for like a year, since last summer.
Me either. And so I was like watching the new one going, what the fuck is going on? I don't even know what's going on.
I know.
I'm lost.
Wait, what? So
I forgot a whole bunch
I gave you a
of
rundown
stuff
at first, so
the only thing
you are behind as well.
The only thing I legitimately remembered about Game of Thrones really was Joffrey was killed.
I know. I honestly...
And I was so happy about that.
I honestly, when they were going to the funeral or whatever, I thought it was going to be for Joffrey, but I forgot that they already had the funeral at the end of...
And yeah, I forgot that he had shot his dad.
I forgot that the father died.
The little... What's his name? Brain fart.
The
Anyways.
little guy. He's such a good actor, by the way.
Yeah, because I know. It's sad we can't recall his name.
I know. I feel really bad.
But
yeah, I forget that he's a little person.
Oh yeah, I know. He's as big as life. That one, awesome. Mm-hmm. On top of that, I also saw this information because apparently the presidential election will be coming up again, which is always a big...
Apparently, because I had a friend on Facebook that was like, time to defriend some people.
I know. Every year it's like this huge debate, like, la, la, la.
He's like, that's why we have private voting booths, so you can shut your fucking mouth and vote if you want to, if you're into that sort of thing.
So, okay, so she put, she put a tweet out.
Okay.
To, announcing this, so I'm going to read it.
Yay.
It says, quote, "I'm running for president. Every day Americans need a champion, and I want to be that champion." So here's what I want to know. Then
does she cue the We Are the Queen song? We Are the Champions?
We are the champions. Okay, no, but here's what I really want to know.
I am the champion, my friend. What do you want to know?
Okay, let's just say that she had a bad day at the office. And just shit was not going her way. And she is just stomping around her office, just pissed off. And her person, the one that does stuff, all of her stuff, okay? She says, "That's it. You tweet this out to everyone. I'm running for president." Okay. But then, the long day's over. She's driving home. She listens to her jams. Obviously, the Queen song, apparently. And she sits down, has herself a glass of wine, a little smoke, and says... "Oh, shit. Did I just say I'm running for president?"
What'd I do?
Oh, no. I was just kidding. Too late, Hillary.
I think that there is a lot of emphasis put on the fact that she's a woman and that she's going to have all these emotional breakdowns and make decisions depending on her mood.
Well, yeah, maybe some decisions should be made based on emotion instead of... But here's what I'm saying.
You think that all decisions are made based on emotion? You think that men don't have these emotional roller coasters as well? Because Let me tell you, they do.
Men moon. But here's what I'm saying, though. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't matter if it's a white president or black president or a woman president. There's always the same agenda. And there's always the same people, and the people are the ones with the money. They're the ones that make the decisions. The president's just there to go and get on the microphone and voice them out for them.
Yeah.
So it's like, does it really matter? I don't know. There's a lot of people who are like, you have to vote because that you can make a difference. But then there's this GMO thing here on Maui. And look into that. See how much that made a difference. I'm just thinking...
Yeah, I just think that there's plenty of distractions keeping you from all of that. So, whatever.
But go for it, Hillary. That's going to be history.
Yeah, well, she'll definitely make history if she becomes president.
I probably talk about it in high school and lie about the whole entire thing in all of the textbooks.
The interesting thing is that her husband was already president, so it just seems like...
What's going on with that merry-go-round?
I just don't think it's like, I mean, give somebody else a chance, you know?
Well, they're not the right bloodlines, are they? All right, conspiracy over here.
Whatever. Either way, you couldn't pay me enough to be president of the United States of America. The end.
I'd like to go and live in the White House.
I would definitely like to. I heard that they have an amazing, beautiful organic garden.
I know. And, I mean, imagine somebody just making all your food.
And imagine someone tending your garden. You don't even have to tend your garden anymore.
That sounds like a great plan. But, I mean, on the other stuff, I mean, is it worth it? Gotta weigh it. Not really. Well, anyways, you got anything else?
I don't think so.
You got anything awesome? That's it.
Nothing really awesome happened this week to me.
We got Hillary Clinton and Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones happened, and that was super awesome.
I'm always excited for a new show.
So I did start a new show, but I'm not going to talk about it till next week.
Ooh, better tune in.
It's really good. So until then, here's Alt J. This is Fitz Pleasure, and it's very good. Come back for Snews.
Tra la la tra la tra la la tra la la tra la tra la la tra la la tra la tra la la tra la la tra la tra. In your snide is pleasure, boom, shape pleasure. Galing every corner. Men the queue to be the next. Fingers ring, la 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 leader. QQ jumpers, rock this, paper scissors. La 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 linger flowers. The choir in your who flies a heartland with the tempo. Our treasure, pleasure, leisure, leisure, it's all in your eyes. In your snatch with pleasure, a boom shape pleasure. Every corner.
Welcome back. You just tuned into Snews.
And wasn't that a great song?
Honestly, that beat, right? So good.
All J. Actually, that's from their 2012 album.
Oh, it's old.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's not from their newer album, and it's really good. So.
Oh, I wonder if I've heard
maybe
anything.
one looked over. I don't know. I looked over it, that's for sure.
All right. Well, I got a crazy story.
Let's hear it.
A 300-year-old sex toy was found by some archaeologists. They just dug it up.
300 years?
Did you ever think that they were using these type of sex tools back then?
I mean, somebody maybe, but 300 years?
Where do you even get one back
How long
then?
ago? I mean, what is the date of that?
You know,
1700s?
I wonder, because you know how brothels and stuff were really
Yeah.
big. I wonder if
That would be the
they were getting
1700s,
freaky
right?
back then. 300 years? I don't know how to do math. I don't know.
I think
Anyways.
1700.
Okay, so I just want to say that they made it out of leather, like the shaft or whatever. What do you call it? That a shaft?
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
And then the head was made of wood,
Ooh.
and it measured a total of 8 inches.
What do you
long.
think that they dipped it in some sort of like beeswax or something? Because it doesn't seem like it would be very smart to put a wood head thing in your vagina, like splinters.
Did they have lube? Were they using spit?
Maybe they were all just super wet back then.
Huh. It seems like people were dirty then. You know, dirt, like as in they just didn't bathe.
So they're
That
like wood in the
often?
vagina, no big deal.
Yeah. Yes. That was a thing. That was the it thing if you were getting freak nasty.
All right. Well,
8 inches of long.
8 inches. I have to say, I went on Amazon out of curiosity to look for a new B.O.B. And because I had some people that were telling me about it. This one over here next to me, her name's Lex.
Hey, if you're single and you don't want to really deal with the...
Honestly, I just felt like maybe I needed an upgrade.
I agree.
So I got on there and looked, and I couldn't find anything over like, it was like 4.5, 5 inches
What?
insertable.
Okay, you got to go to the Love Shack because they got a lot of different
I'm not
choices.
saying that I need like a 10-inch dick.
But 8
but-
inches...
5? That seems like not worth it. I don't
not big
know.
enough.
I don't know.
I mean, if you're going to get a dildo, you might as well get a big one.
Go all out. I was
You
looking
can
at the
have
one.
whatever
I was looking
size
at
you
the one
want if
that
you're
has
buying
the.
it.
There's the rabbit on the bottom, you know, with the rabbit ears, like
Yeah.
this. And then
That's where it's at,
the
bro.
top has a bunch of beads in it, and it's like a rotating
Yeah.
head. I was looking at that
I
one.
don't care.
But still, 5.5 inch. The longest I found was 7 on Amazon.
I don't care for this rotating bead head thing.
I didn't know if it would be a great thing, but I also noticed that you could turn it off in case it was not good. And then maybe every once in a while, like, whoop,
it has 3 different speeds, so it could be slow.
does it
faster,
now?
Faster.
Does it now?
Oh, Bob. Anyways, so back in the day, they were also getting freak nasty. They didn't have these, you know.
There was no bunny rabbit ears on their dildos.
They had leather and wood.
Maybe they put like little. What could they put there? Feathers? No, that'd be too much and get weird.
I don't think they were putting anything there.
Somebody's at the door. Who could it be?
There was a jerk at the door.
Small K interruption. It's okay.
I handled that.
She handled it.
Anyways,
That was
back to Snews.
sound of a spanking.
What are you gonna do if you got kids? You gotta deal with them. I mean, real life problems.
That's why you have the dildo instead of the actual sex that creates life.
Take your ass down to the Love Shack immediately.
Or whatever dildo shop you have in a neighborhood near you.
They're just pumping out free orgasms. No
Speaking
children.
of neighborhoods, this high school was pumping sewage into their drinking water, into their drinking fountain water.
Like from the kids?
For 16 months in Australia. It's
Is that legal?
St. Peter's College.
It was a college even? It was.
Well, Americans would call it a private high school, but they call
Okay.
it a college. So, in Australia.
Oh, it's a private.
16 months. The janitor noticed
Do you
it.
figure you have to pay to go to that private school in Australia?
Yes, I think that's why it's called a
Well,
college.
wouldn't you be a little bit pissed off there? If you were like, what the fuck? I've been paying
I think
for this.
so. I think so.
Why ain't you been paying your water bill?
It wasn't about the water bill. It was a switcheroo. A switcherooski.
Why do you think they did that?
I think it was an accident.
Oh.
Unless there was a custodian that was fucking pissed. They're like, I am sick of cleaning up this shit. I'm sick of cleaning up all these pubes and throw up and
Sick of these kids in general.
just sick of it.
I could see why.
I would get sick of cleaning toilets.
Can you imagine if you were... you don't make that much as a janitor.
Maybe you do in Australia. You never know.
That's true.
Different countries pay different wages.
That's true.
Some, I know that like servers in other countries make a shitload of money hourly so they can ignore your ass while they're serving you.
Oh, so you don't have to tip them. Oh, yeah, no. The Japanese do not tip. They don't believe it.
When Tiff and Kealo went to France, they were talking about this the other day about how they would just, I mean, the waiters were like running by. And I remember when I took French that it was always that you said, garçon, snapped your fingers.
Oh, okay.
And it's to get their attention because they're just running away. Like La Provence on Maui, which is a little French bakery. It's a breakfast place mostly.
They have brunch.
It's delicious. They have crepes and stuff.
They
so
have these
good.
boiled little red potatoes, and I
Oh,
just
yeah, they're really
love
good.
them. They're so good.
But the service is so rude, and the owners are so rude. They're French, and they don't give a shit. They don't even care. And it's like the waiter is running by you, and you have to stop them. Be like, excuse me, I actually wanted something to drink because I just sat down. So
Can we get that?
Can I get
Here,
that?
I'm like outraged. I'm like, I'm leaving.
my first experience there, I refused to call at the waiter or waitress, as this time was, and I sat there for 45 minutes until I got up and left. And then I proceeded to call the restaurant to complain, and the French guy that owns it answered, and I was like, I just want you to know that I sat in your restaurant for 40 minutes and I did not get service. And he was like, okay. I was like, what do you mean okay? He's like, okay.
He was like, I don't care. I got a lot of money that day.
We're done here.
Your
I'm
ass
busy.
Didn't matter.
He didn't care.
I got pastries to make.
He didn't care.
Well, the Japanese have come up with a miracle for yogurt because now you can, I mean, only in Japan, this hasn't made it to America, but they have some yogurt that you can peel off and there's no yogurt mess on the lid. Like you don't have to.
How
it
did
off.
they figure that out?
It's some kind of.
Do they let it sit before they
look at my
seal
notes.
it?
It's some. They came up with a nonstick lid.
I just want everyone
That's
to
it.
know that the notes that she's reading off of are so tiny.
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
I couldn't remember, like, if I wrote
feeling
down...
old.
I couldn't remember if I legitimately wrote down the chemical thing that makes it a nonstick lid, and I didn't. I just wrote nonstick lid, because that's all anyone cares about. It's a nonstick lid.
I wonder if they're letting it set before, but it seems like, I mean, I don't understand it. I think that the regular, probably American yogurt, they're sealing it before it sets up, so that's why it's, like, splatters up onto
So
the
what
lid.
their lid does is it makes it not stick on there, so when you peel it back, there's no yogurt on the lid. I mean, it's...
What chemical is in your yogurt, Japan?
find
What
out.
is in your yogurt?
I bet you it's going to come to America because
What's
there
on
are
the
a
lid?
lot of yogurt eaters up in here.
And we don't care if it's poisonous. Give it to us.
Call it natural. Just put natural on it. We're going to eat it.
Call it what you want to call it. But definitely call it organic, because then people that are stupid will buy it, like me. Well, that's great. The Japanese are coming out with such great things.
Oh, what are they coming out with? A new thing?
Well, this nonstick yogurt lid,
Great.
as well as the Japanese has a restaurant where you catch your own fish.
Oh,
So you go in, all the tables are boat themed, so it's like you're sitting in a boat, and they ask if you want to catch it or if you want your waiter to catch it. If your waiter catches it, it's a little bit more money than if you catch it yourself, which I'm like, I want to catch it.
Well, what are you doing? Are you fishing at the table?
So basically, they have a moat that goes all the way around the restaurant.
Oh.
And they give you a pole. They put some shrimp on your lure, take you over to where all the fish are, and you catch your fish. And then you tell them how you want it. You want it grilled. You want it sashimi. You want it made into sushi. Whatever. Sauteed.
Although
and then they
it
make it for you.
seems fresh, it also seems like what they're all farm raised. I guess it depends on what they're feeding the fish.
Yeah, but fish farms are, especially if they're raised right, are actually good. I have a fish farm in my front yard.
You want to go out there and try this Japanese-style restaurant?
There's tilapia in there. Tilapia is good. I'd eat it. The frogs are somewhat gone right now. Thank you, Morgan.
Oh, let's have a party of pond fish and frog legs.
My goodness. This is a party idea from the century. We're going to have a catch your own tilapia party. Everyone's invited.
Everyone.
Because that's how we do it.
Terrible idea.
We could literally catch tilapia out there. There's so many. I have like a whole aquaponics system going out there. So
it would be good. Actually, that would be really good for gardening. This pond back here.
I know.
It's also
if somebody
really
would
great
just
for
get on
breeding
it.
Mosquito assholes that come and buzz in my ear at night like little jerks.
Well, I believe that's what the fish are in there doing. However, I usually put
That's what they're eating.
I usually put those dunks in there.
Do you have to feed the fish or?
I was feeding them for a while, but I quit.
Are they still alive then?
Oh yeah, you walk out there. They hear your footsteps when you walk up. Then
are you supposed to be feeding those guys?
Probably.
Oh my. Moving on. So Russia decides to outlaw celebrity memes.
Well, what does that even mean?
That means, like, for example, I don't know if you know Putin, the Russian president. They have him doing stuff for memeing all the time. Like, he'll have like a mean face on and they'll have a meme that says it. There's this one hilarious one where he's shirtless with just some pants and boots on, and he's on a huge chocolate chip cookie, and he's riding it, and it's just going down the road, and he's all so funny.
Does there a saying, or he's just riding a cookie?
Yeah, he's just riding the cookie. It's just funny.
All right.
That's one example. But apparently in Russia from now on, you can't do that. So that's censoring
no
at its
celebrity
finest.
memes anymore. This isn't America.
You may not have any fun or laugh or joke without the government's approval.
The greatest thing Russia has ever produced is vodka.
Why do you think that they're all making
I'm not
memes?
a history buff, but...
Come on. They're drinking down their vodka. They're going at home. They're
You're
like,
pretty
this is
fucked
a
up
funny
on vodka.
meme. Ho, ho, ho. And then it is funny. And now you can't do that, though. You can do it about yourself. That's not as funny, is it?
Just you can't use Burt Reynolds anymore.
How dare you, Russia? You can't censor. I mean, you can, clearly.
Clearly they can.
But it's just really crappy because I like those memes. They're funny.
They are pretty funny.
You know what it is? It's because some people just take it too far.
Some people do.
They just take it too far.
Some people's kids ruin it for everybody else.
They do.
That's just what it is.
There's
some
a
people
difference
just ruin
between
it.
Funny and mean. It rides a fine line. You can be a little bit mean to be funny, but you can't just be mean. That's not funny. You can't be cruel.
My kids say that to me all the time. Mom, that was mean. And I said, but funny. And they can't disagree.
Well, if you're laughing about it.
We're all laughing.
Well, you're laughing.
They laugh too. And cry. A little bit. Sometimes.
Laugh. You know, it's like comedy. Like, it's funny later. Wasn't funny at the time.
We're really going to laugh at this in about 20 minutes.
You're fine, kids. That was a funny little joke.
Get over it.
So, anyways.
Well, that's great. I ran across Vice cream. Much like ice cream, only Vice cream, because everyone has a Vice. In fact,
this is coffee in this mug. What do you mean?
Mine is coffee, but it might have a little bit of Irish whiskey in it. It might be an Irish coffee. And when I say a little, I mean a lot. I mean, I can't really taste it as much now, but when I first took the first sip, it was like, wowza. I was like, maybe this was too much. Nah.
She comes in here thinking she could take a swig of my soda. Bad plan.
It wasn't soda. I mean, it was soda, but it was heavily spiked. Anyways, Vice
having
cream.
a good time on my Friday.
Vice cream is an aphrodisiac ice cream for women.
Oh. What's the
Get
main
your lady
ingredient?
parts going.
What's the main ingredient?
It's a little buzz in the clitoris. The main ingredient is Lady Prelox.
What the heck is
It's an
that?
all-natural, plant-based female pleasure enhancer containing pisanogenol. I have no idea. Which is a botanical bark extract, as well as libido-boosting rosehip extract, L-arginine, and L-citrulline. The substance is usually
what I mean
taken
when you try to say
in...
the technical terms, you just got to be like, it makes your clit tingle.
It's got
It
like
makes your
5
clit
things in it
tingle.
that's going to make your clit go crazy.
But does it make your clit tingle, or is it just making you feel like, yes?
It definitely... Okay, so it can be bought on Amazon in the pill form. It's around 30 quid, which I don't know what that means. But the Ecuadorian chocolate, which hardly is available in very many places.
No, it's in Ecuador.
But it's made with Ecuadorian chocolate and British whipping cream.
And it comes out to be an ice cream?
But the Ecuadorian chocolate also acts as a stimulant for pleasure that contains serotonin and for relaxation.
Chocolate gets you going. Chocolate's been an aphrodisiac since thousands of years ago.
So basically, and apparently
I
it
don't know if
tastes...
that's accurate.
Apparently, it tastes delicious. It tastes just like ice cream. It's not like, you know, when you do take vitamins or when you eat something that has vitamins in it and it's supposed to be good for you, or, you know, have something in it, that it always has that weird aftertaste.
Yes.
Apparently, Vice cream tastes delicious. It also has a blindfolded woman on a black carton for its logo.
It's like, get dirty.
It's like, get your sex on.
It's like, you
Get
know
your
what?
sex
I'm
on.
gonna
I read this on
feed him
Vice.com, which is
this.
funny
It's
because
for
it's
her,
called Vice
not him.
Cream. No, it is only for her.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
And,
he's going to be like, hey, babe, come over. I got you something.
apparently, you could take this in the pill form, and that's what people are like, well, why not just take it in the pill form? Because you literally need sugar to make it activate, to make the whatever's in it activate to...
Oh, you need the cacao.
You need the cacao. Cacao actually doesn't have sugar in it. You have to add the sugar, and you know that, right? Cacao. Just cacao.
But I thought it was chocolate. So I'm like,
It is chocolate,
Well,
but you have to add the sugar to the chocolate to make it more delicious.
yeah, I know. I like milk chocolate.
Have you
how can
eaten cacao
not?
before?
Dark chocolate's like, yeah, I can do it, but milk chocolate, I'm like, oh, whoa.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of dark
White chocolate,
chocolate,
though?
I bought these dark chocolate covered pretzels, the pretzel
Oh my
chips
God, those
at
are so
Costco.
good. You guys got to get some. If
We
you're
ate them.
listening to
We ate
this-
them within a week, and it's a Costco sized bag, mind you.
It's huge.
They're so fucking good. There's the salt in there with the pretzel, and then it's covered with the dark chocolate. And I'm not a huge dark chocolate fan,
Me either, but
but this shit was so good.
it was getting it done.
It got it done. Anyways, the lady that actually tried the ice cream that wrote the article on Vice, she said that after eating it, her lady parts were going, and she wanted to have sex right then and there.
She didn't care who it was with.
I'm not sure if this is available in America, but I'm gonna find out.
I hope so.
I'm gonna find out. Not like it's ever gonna make it to Maui, except for in 10 years. But
Maybe we
I
can
am
get some on
planning a
the
trip
mainland.
back to the mainland in July, so we shall see.
Let's see
We
if we can get
shall
it.
see.
Oh, how are we going to transport ice cream?
I'm not saying transport it, but
Oh.
I'm definitely gonna try it while I'm over there.
Yeah. And then what? Are you going to have a little bit of a lover? Or what, you're going to
It's
get a
none
bob?
of your business.
You're going to get a bob on the mainland?
Am I gonna what?
Get a bob on the mainland?
A bob? No, I don't know what's gonna happen on the
Okay.
mainland. We'll see. It's
You never know.
So far in the future.
Here's what I want to do, though, just taking it back to sex toys really quick, is have one of those parties.
A sex toy party?
Yes, they're so fun. They're so hilarious.
We could definitely take some footage for
And
it.
you can
That would be
actually
great.
learn quite a bit. I mean, sex is an experience that you
So
want to keep up to date on.
we need to find a sex toy rep. If you live on Maui and you're watching this and you are a sex toy rep, please
Hit us up.
give us a
Oh my
jingle.
gosh, wouldn't it be fun to have a sex toy rep on our show for a little bit? Showing
that'd
some new
be
products?
awesome.
I'm checking into that immediately.
It's gonna be great.
Anyways,
First video podcast guest.
sex toys.
All right, all right. Do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it. That's all the news I got.
All right, me too.
Well,
So I guess we're gonna be checking out this song. It's by Alabama Shakes. And it's called Future People.
I forgot what it was called. Now come back because we're gonna give you a bunch of reasons and why napping is like basically the best thing for you.
You all know that it's the best thing for you, but we're going to give you the actual scientific reasons.
It's science.
And I'm also going to preface this song, whereas you're going to think, oh man, this song's kind of boring, but it gets better. Okay?
Oh, it's good. It's so good. You probably
stay tuned.
A lot of people who watch SNL probably saw these guys on
there you go.
SNL.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
See ya.
Welcome back. We're going to do a What's Your Status? And this week we're talking about taking a nap.
My favorite thing to do, but it's so rare of an occasion that I get to.
Really hard to put the time aside to take a nap. But I actually do take a lot of naps on Saturdays before going to work at the night shift.
Yeah, well, you got to do that if you're going to be open till 2 or whatever.
Bartending is hard. It's really hard.
So anyways, we all know that napping's good, but you really only need 30 minutes of a nap.
Well, that depends on what kind of nap you're taking, what you're napping for, and what you have to do later.
All right. It's science.
I did a little studying
This is
up on this.
scientific.
I checked out this website. It's called artofmanliness.com. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's what it was. Anyways, it said all the benefits of taking a nap, so I'm going to tell you. I don't know what you have written down for naps, but...
Very similar things.
Okay. Number one, it increases alertness. So a 40-minute nap increases alertness by 100%. That study was done by NASA. Astronauts, they're smart.
Must be true.
20 minutes is better than caffeine or exercise.
Just a nap instead of a coffee?
Which,
yeah.
in college, I was, gained my freshman 10 or 15, whatever you want to call it. I think it's freshman 15.
The beer's going down, going in your gut.
So I remember there was one day that I was I was feeling especially heavy. And I was laying in my bed and my best friend came over and she was like, let's go do this on the quad. Well, let's go do this. And I was like, no, I'm going to just keep napping. And she was like, I thought you wanted to lose weight. Like, let's go running. Let's go do this. And I'm like, I'm going with the diet of napping. And now I wish I could tell her I was right. I was right. You can nap.
Scientifically, you should nap because
just as much energy as exercise.
It makes you a happier person when you nap.
It really does.
I mean, if you can just if you're like 3 o'clock, you're like, oh man, I need a coffee. You can be like, I'm just going to take a 30-minute.
Studies have shown
But
if you take a 20-minute nap.
How can you do it?
Well, even if you do have a 9 to 5 and you have something to do, when you get home at 5, you take that 20-minute cat nap.
Oh.
And then you get up and you are just as alert as you are for the beginning of the day. Right. More alert than you would be to have an afternoon coffee or go and exercise to have the extra energy.
Now, do you think that you're going to have a hard time sleeping at night for some people?
Now, as long as you take the nap 3 hours before you go to bed,
okay,
you will not have any problem going to sleep at night.
You might even be able to sleep better. Who knows?
You just might.
By just taking a little nap.
Number 2, it improves learning and working memory. So during sleep, recent memories are transferred to the neocortex,
brain,
which is something in your brain, where long-term memories are solidified and stored. So, in other words, taking a nap will take those recent memories, put them and store them and log them rather than letting them go and forgetting them altogether.
Oh, all right.
So let's say something funny happened in the middle of your day and you take a nice little 20-minuter. You're going to remember that memory way more than if you were to not take a nap at all. So for those of you that are trying to write a sitcom,
if something terrible happened to you, don't fucking take a nap.
Don't sleep. Let that one go. You're
going to be like, I don't ever want to remember that
shit. Neocortex. Number 3, it prevents burnout or reverses information overload. Basically, you're going to get burnt out if you're tired and you need some fucking sleep. I know somebody that literally went crazy from not sleeping for 6 months. She had like 4 jobs or something.
Why
she was recently a single mom, and she had to take care of this child. And so she got all these jobs and she didn't sleep for like 6 months and switched. Like a switch went off. Boom. She was literally mentally crazy.
Yeah, you got to sleep, man.
Like she was spraying 409 on her cupboards and letting the dirt just drip off and clean itself. Not even joking.
Drugs are bad.
I know this woman. She was as well a 3-wheeled shopping cart dumpster diver.
Don't do drugs.
It wasn't about the drugs. It was not sleeping. Get some goddamn sleep.
I'm attributing the fact that she wasn't sleeping to the fact that she was doing some drugs.
Maybe like some caffeine or something.
What the fuck do you mean maybe? Who can stay
know.
awake for 6 months?
I don't know her that well to say that she was doing drugs. The story that I heard, she was not doing drugs. You know what happens when you assume, Lex?
I don't give a fuck. If you're up for 6 months,
don't make an ass out of you and me, girl.
I'm gonna say, bitch, you be taking some... Or maybe veins.
So next, it heightens your senses and creativity. So it makes your senses better. So you're smelling something more delicious. You're tasting the steak. It's tasting way better in your mouth. You're looking at a scenery, a sunset, and you're like, this is so much more prettier than had I not gotten a nap in today. Basically, you're hearing a song that maybe was annoying to you yesterday when you didn't get a nap. And today you got a nap and you're like, this song is actually fucking catchy. So that's good.
Okay.
Also, it heightens your creativity. Dreams.
A lot of times dreams come when you wake up and then, because you can't always recall your dreams. But if something wakes you up because you need to go pee or something and then you go back to sleep, a lot of time when you wake wake up again for the morning, you'll be like, whoa, what a trippy dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
could
almost
see
always remember my dreams. Some people don't dream, or I think they just
No.
don't remember them. I'm not really sure
They
how
do.
that works.
Everybody does dream. You just can't really remember.
They just can't really remember them.
But I could see why if you took like a midday nap, then you would have some dreams, which would be kind of cool.
Okay.
And then you could write them down in a journal and look back throughout the months and see if your dreams are telling you something.
Honestly, if you're writing it down in a journal, then you can go in a dream book and you can see what the fuck your dreams mean.
Yeah, because then you'll be like, oh my gosh, I had this recurring dream. I totally forgot.
Yeah. Okay, so next, it improves your health. The lack of sleep produces cortisol, which in excess of cortisol increases glucose intolerance and abdominal fat.
Oh, what? If you don't get enough sleep,
Beer
you get some
belly.
fat?
Yeah, if you don't get enough sleep, fat happens.
This is my cure to not having to run.
This brings me back to my sleep diet that I did in college.
Oh my God, do you think that's what...
It was a real
happening?
thing. It was a real thing. It was a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So sleep releases a growth hormone that primes your sexual function and aids in muscle repair and weight loss. Okay? Did you see that? Did you hear that? That's really exciting, actually, because when I was a freshman in college, I was just sure that I was going to do the sleep diet. And they're like, how's that going to work? I'm like, well, I'm not going to eat. I'm going to sleep instead. But in reality, it actually was helping with the weight loss plan. And in reality, I was fucking a freshman in college and I was not fat at all.
Girls are weird.
I didn't know fat back then.
Girls are weird.
So a study done with Greeks found that those that took a 30-minute nap at least 3 times a week had 37% less risk of dying from heart-related conditions. 37%.
It's good for the old...
3 naps a week. Just 3.
It's good for the ticker. You know what else I read? It's beauty sleep really exists.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, when you don't sleep, you have bags under your eyes.
The
Your
more
eyes
you
are all
sleep, the
bloodshot.
more beautiful.
Probably wrinkles because your eyes are so tired that
I
you're
don't
like
think-
this all, like wrinkling the forehead and the nose and stuff all the time.
I don't think that technically, like, if you sleep too much, you're getting more beautiful. But if you get your nap in a day,
Oh, I don't think it's making you more beautiful. I just think
keeping
that
your
it's
skin fresh. No, it
it's-
is. It's
well.
it's
No, I'm
helping
not saying
combat
saying
wrinkles.
that it's helping out with your skin. I'm saying it's not making you more beautiful than you actually are,
Oh,
but
no.
it's enhancing the beauty that does exist
Yeah.
inside of you. So
It's keeping
that's
you
it.
younger.
It's
longer.
keeping you younger.
And that's everybody's go-to move.
It improves your mood. Napping bathes your brain in serotonin, reversing those effects and creating a positive outlook.
Which is why you're like, man, this day
Says
sucked.
this Dr. Mednick.
Going to bed. See you tomorrow.
I mean,
How's
even
it
if
your
you,
day?
even if the first half of your day fucking sucks, take a 20-minute nap
Oh,
and
you
wake
think-
up and be like, boom, it's better.
That's a great idea.
It's better.
I'm fitting these naps in. I'm telling you right now. In fact, I found some different YouTube videos, and y'all might think I'm crazy or whatever, and maybe I am. I don't care. I'm weird.
Everybody's crazy and weird.
Fucking
What kind of
weird.
crazy and weird are you?
So there are these hypnosis videos,
Oh, were you doing one of those today when I came
Yes.
out? I thought so.
and it's basically just putting you in a deep, relaxed state and giving you affirmations. So it's
It's got to be good.
essentially reprogramming. So if you have some programs that you're hung up on, maybe, oh, I'm so fat, or oh, I don't have enough money, or whatever, there's some different of these videos that basically put, so your mind is really quiet and you're really receptive, and then it's a bunch of really great affirmations, and it basically retrains your mind to think, and as the man thinketh. So
Speaking of money, taking a nap saves money. You're not buying that midday coffee. You're not buying that midday energy drink.
you're not spending money on gas, driving here and there and the other where.
You're not, trying to get this, alertness fix somewhere else because you're
Skip
just
the
going
happy
home
hour.
and putting your ass to sleep.
Skip happy hour, go to
Don't
bed.
skip happy hour. Don't do that.
Okay, get a
Don't
happy
do
hour,
that.
go to bed.
Excuse me, I'm a bartender. Do not skip
sorry.
happy hour. We are not. We are not
If
enforcing.
you skip happy hour, you might be able to get a nap.
We are not endorsing skipping happy hour up in this bitch. I just want everyone to understand happy hour is where it's at.
That's funny.
It's not funny. It's a way of life.
Get your fry,
Last but
get your
not
French
least,
fries.
it's awesome. taking a nap is awesome. I love taking naps. I love laying in my bed, putting on a show, falling asleep for a little bit, waking up, and going along with my day.
Yep.
I really do. And according to Dr. Mednick, this woman, the perfect nap for everyone is 90 minutes long and taken between 1 and 3 in the afternoon.
90 minutes.
Now, 90
that's
minutes is a long time. But now let me break it down for you.
If I was a freaking toddler, I could do that.
You have like 5 stages in your sleep deal. So the first one is if you just want stamina, like a power nap, you want to do 20 minutes. Not too long because you need to wake before the stage 3 of sleep, which is the slow wave sleep. Because if you sleep past 20 minutes, and I'm sure plenty of people can attest to this, you wake up groggy and slow and ugh. So only 20 minutes if you just want like a stamina nap, just like I have got some stuff to do. I'm really tired. 20-minute nap. You wake up, alert, Naps will not affect your nighttime sleep. We talked about this earlier. As long as you nap 3 hours before your bedtime. And if you have an all-nighter or a test, that's where the 90-minute nap will come in handy. Now, if you have an all-nighter, you're not working an all-dayer. Like, you're probably working half a dayer, and then we're doing an all-nighter. So you should be able to take that 90-minute nap in the middle of the day. And this is a lot of what I try and do before I go work at the bar, because I don't go to work till 6 o'clock at night, and I'm working till 3 or 4 in the morning sometimes. So I wake up on Saturday mornings to get my shit done. Like this Saturday, tomorrow, I have to go and do all my recycling. So I'm going to have to get up in the day and do some shit. So I will come home and take this hour-and-a-half nap before I go to work. Yeah. And it always helps. Sometimes I don't get it in, and that's when I'm pounding the caffeine. And whereas it helps a little bit, it's not as good. It just isn't as good. So there's also the caffeine nap, which we have talked, I feel like we've talked about this before, where you drink a cup of coffee and then you take a 20-minute nap. And supposedly the caffeine kicks in as well as you taking this nap. So when you wake up after 20 minutes, boom, you have the caffeine high as well as you also have this 20-minute napper high.
You're definitely going to be productive.
It's going to be a productive nap.
Yeah.
Right there. So
take
what
a nap.
This Dr. Sarah C. Mednick says, take a nap and change your life. She has a book. So
take a nap.
do you want to check it out?
Simple. Life is
take
so
a nap,
funny how simple it is.
change your life.
Well, that's all we got for this show today. If you want to check out any of these hypnosis videos, check out Colin Rosati on YouTube.
You want to spell Colin Rosati?
Oh, it's COLLINROSATI. Colin Rosati.
All right.
Good stuff. He has a really soothing, nice voice.
On that note, thanks for tuning in.
Check us
Come
out.
back next week.
Come back.
Are doing the backyard juice scenario next week. So that should
Party.
be a fun situation. We should have some footage of the booty shaking contest.
Ooh.
Whether or not we enter or not, because I'm not sure
Macy
what's going to happen.
It's going to be all about Mace's booty.
There's probably going to be someone better. So I don't know if I'm going to put myself through all that.
No, there's not.
But in case I do,
we're gonna
might as well come check back in and just to see.
Just to see. I want to be a winner.
So next week,
with her butt.
Next week we will come back with some live footage from the show that we do in Kahului, as well as some Get Stupid. I have a great show I've been watching that I really think that everyone should watch. And when I say everyone, I mean women. Other than that, good talk, everybody.
Yay.